Back with another one, y'all. Bad News Brown. Now, was this year election rigged? I'm hearing that everybody want to know that Trump somehow rigged the election. That's how he won so overwhelmingly. Did Trump rig the election? Now, let me break it down. Or, what I'm hearing, it's all rigged. It's a selection, not election. So let me add some clarity to all this type of talk that I'm hearing, all this back and forth. Now, it ain't even levels. The short answer is no. Now, let me explain. All right, check it out. Yeah, the game is rigged. It's two sides of the same coin. But not at the junction y'all talking about. Did Trump somehow rig the election? Nah, hell nah. He won fair and square. For one, Trump don't got the means to rig the election at this point. If he did, he wouldn't have been going to trial and getting dragged through the mud like he was. Trust me. And also, the Democrats frankly did a poor job in reaching the people. And I'll get into that a little later. But about the whole, this is a selection, not an election. Yeah, the selection takes place, Kamala or Trump. That's the selection. Choose which one. That's where the game is rigged, if you ask me. Now, again, did Trump somehow, or they already knew it was going to be Trump? Nah, it was a fair and square election. They counted the votes, and he won. And it wasn't because of Trump necessarily being so good or his policies so great. He was just, the Democrats did a poor job again. You understand? Now, me personally, again, it's two sides of the same coin. But I do pay attention to policies. And one of the things I peeped in a lot of Kamala's speeches, she appealed to the middle class. Now, the majority of the people is not middle class, they're poor. So, and that went over a lot of people's head, but not mine. So that lets me know right there, okay, well, she's speaking, she ain't lying. She said, I'm going to help the middle class, the small business owner, you understand, the homeowner, and that's all good. But again, the majority of people is poor. You understand? And truth be told, there isn't a middle class anymore. It's called a working class. Now there's, okay, perhaps a small portion upper middle class that you can consider middle class, but for the most part, it's a working class. I don't care how much money you make. You can make five. If you're a ball player, whatever, you still work. You got a job. If you're a doctor, a surgeon, a lawyer, you still work. If you got to get up and be somewhere, you part of the working class. I don't care how much money you netting. If you getting earned income, whatever. So it's you working. You understand? You got to work on this plantation, but that's a whole different story. But and that abortion, that's not enough. That didn't address none of the issues that people go through day to day, for one. And then again, she already inherited, so to speak, a sinking ship. The Democratic Party already was doing a poor job with Biden. So she stepped in. Okay, the nominee by default, she the vice president, and she didn't make no adjustments or say she was going to make any adjustments from the last administration. So it was already a failed playbook from the jump. And you talking about you not going to do nothing, but maybe a few tweaks, not even necessarily that. And the issues she did speak on, again, it wasn't the ones the people wanted to hear or wanted addressed for the most part. And this is all across the board, all walks of life, regardless of even race. It wasn't because of Trump had good policies. Although Trump, he will tell you what he's thinking, But he mentioned immigration, and a lot of people wasn't feeling that immigration. So, but I don't even necessarily want to speak into all that. She lost the race fair and square. You understand? And also, this is another thing about it being rigged, because as far as the whole assassination attempt, I'm gonna go back a little bit. That's possibly he could have did that, but at the same time, there are other people of other races that don't like each other. It ain't just black on black violence. There is a such thing as white on white violence. You understand? White on white crime. So it's nothing, and that's what y'all need to understand. It is bigger than who the face of the nation, man. Y'all got to think of the Civil War, man. You still got grudges dating way back then from them powerful elites. Hell, that's how a lot of them hit each other up. You know how we hit each other up? What gang? Where you from? You know, they asked them what side you would have been on. That's how they hit each other up. So it's nothing. I say that to say it's nothing for somebody on the other side to want to hit Trump. Anybody could have did. You know, it's a lot of cats out here. You understand? And people got reasons. They got their reasons, but it's possible that could have happened, and it's very possible he could have set that up. I definitely ain't putting it past him. You understand? He definitely wouldn't be the first president nor the last to do something like that. So, but again, as far as this whole election, nah, he won that. You know, and me personally, I got no problem with a female being the face. Again, this is bigger than that. So that's where it's rigged. That's where the selection takes place. It didn't take place when the voting and counting the votes and all that. Although that has happened before in a previous election, but not this one. You know, again, the trickery don't take place right there. It take place by you only having to pick out of them two, so to speak. That's right there, the good cop, bad cop. So y'all need to listen to that. Y'all need to understand that part of it. So anybody out there saying it was rigged and all that, nah. Now understand you didn't want him to win, and again, I don't care to that extent. I really don't, because I know it's bigger than who the president is, and that's what I'm trying to get to y'all, so y'all won't be having no heart attack over this here stuff. You understand? Because, and I mentioned this before, I bet you got the same problems that you did the day before, don't you, huh? All right, then. But again, the Democratic Party failed to address the people. You understand? And Democratic Party, in my opinion, got a lot of thinking to do, man, if they could want to continue to have a black vote. Because again, traditionally, they taught us that, hey, Democrats is for the poor, Republican for the rich. So I was under the impression that, okay, if they for the poor, that's to help the poor not be poor. But that's not what that means. It just simply means in order to get help from them, you have to be poor. You have to be poor. So people will tend to downplay themselves just to receive assistance from them. You understand? But even this time around, she didn't even mention the poor. She mentioned the middle class. So, hey, I don't know what that means, you know, but hey, it is what it is. But again, nah, it wasn't rigged. And yeah, it's a selection, not an election, but the selection takes place on choosing the two candidates. That's where the trickery, that's where you understand the wool over your eyes take place. All right, man, Bad News Brown breaking it down. Y'all go ahead and subscribe, man. I'll be back at y'all with some more.